this morning.
Nothing looked different.
Exactly.
Like my settings were still the same in Discord, so I don't know.
Everything looked normal, like my sound-wise, Discord-wise, all of those things. Hello. 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 You guys hear us?
I hope so.
If that's going to work. Don't know if that's going to work. Let me just do some changes right on the fly. Hey, Chris is here. Can you hear us okay?
Hi, Chris.
Do we sound okay?
Can you hear me at all?
Main thing would be yes. Can we hear Nisey? Can we hear me? Sound is okay. Alright, let me get rid of that one and let me put that
We're both quiet.
We're both quiet. I'm not full volume myself because...
See, you're loud in my ears.
Okay,
okay, we can hear me more. Oh, that's interesting.
Can hear Nisey.
Because Leeta can hardly hear me.
Yeah, I had to... I don't know. It's probably... No, I don't think I've changed my mic. Hang on, let me up my mic a little bit. Again, I'm probably not quite speaking full. So I've just upped me a little bit because I have which is normally blasting, and Leeta is super quiet. I don't know. I've upped mine a little bit. My mic, so I mean, if I talk normal, where it's probably, but yeah, I'm probably just talking a little bit quieter because somebody's sleeping. So mute the things. Forgot. And mute the watch because that will do that. Alright. I will try not to cough, but I may have to mute myself because I'm still coffee spluttery, which is fantastic.
You sound a shit ton better.
Yes. Oh, it was not good. Was not good at all. But yeah, I feel a lot better. I think it's because I'm taking these steroids on my chest. So yeah, it's oh, Mrs. Rock Guru, good morning, good evening. Thank you very much. 36 months. That truly heart you. It's amazing, and welcome. It's lovely to see you. See you in the chat room. 36 months. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you very much. You may have noticed I have changed around some of the little emoticon things to chat room, so I don't know if you'll yet see them. Hang on, Leeta's having a brain fart of how to do it.
Okay, I know what you're talking about now.
Yeah, what do we call them?
Just the Twitch emotes. They may have been updated.
Yes, I had meant to say, reminded about that last week. I meant to do it a while ago, but you know, things just got a bit crazy. So there should be some new ones there for everyone. I've replaced some of the older ones. There should be some tier stuff for those that subscribe as well. So
that's okay. I just realized we forgot to switch out my photo too. So that's okay. We can get that next time.
Oh, which one?
It should be the zombie.
Oh, where did I put that? I should have that.
I can resend it if I need to.
No, it's here. I just... Hang on. Oh, is that on a thingo background? thought it was on a black background. But
Oh, is it transparent?
It's transparent.
Oh, okay. I'll get Russell to get me a black one then, and we can
No.
do it for the next show.
No, that's okay. That's alright. It just means that you're floating. You're floating. Oh, I can easily.
Or I can slap something together later tonight when I'm in Creta.
Just doing it live, folks. Doing it live.
The things that we forget about.
Where is it? Let's do this one. Whoa, not that one later.
Yeah, it's one of my seasonal emotes from the channel. I haven't swapped out my icon just yet. I need to do that everywhere for the holiday season.
Where did I put it? I have that many images that it's quite funny. Alright, we're just going to... So don't mind me, I'm just playing. Yee. See, these are the fun things that we do. Where's Nisey? There, and
there we go.
There we go. That works. Alright, gotcha.
Spooky season Mingo.
Yes, very cute. It's super cute. It's super cute. Hang on, can I just... Nothing like... Just drop it down. It's... No.
There we go.
Hang on. It's like there's a fraction...
It's just a little too big. That's okay.
That'll do. Okay.
Art credit to the husband. He did all my flamingo stuff.
There we go.
Mr. Bright01 for all of your arting needs.
Mm-hmm. And he has done many stuff for us, which is most appreciated. Alright. Well, it's nearly 9 o'clock, so I think let's just do it. It's 9 o'clock. Let's just do it. In 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
Whatever it is you enjoy about the World of Warcraft, we have a challenge for you.
Adventure.
Crafted.
Flowers.
This is the WoW Challenges podcast. And here's your host, Leeta.
Hello and welcome to the WoW Challenges podcast. This is episode 310. Today is Saturday, September 17th, 2022. Or if you're over here in Aussie land, it is Sunday, the 18th of September. I'm your host, Leeta. Joining me this week is my zombie flamingo co-host, Nisey.
Hello. One of those.
Hello. It's very cute. We were just saying, Russ, Mr. Bright01, your husband, had sorted that one. It's very cute. I love it.
Yes, yes. He did all the emotes for my channel. He's better at the digital art things. I'm better at the tangible art things that you can touch. So
nice. He also did all the Twitch. What do we call them? Twitch emotes.
Emotes.
So those of you in here, in the I was going to say in the words are hard. Anyway,
in the chat.
In the chat. Thank you. Those are words. Apologies, I have been sick. The brain still has not kicked in. But yeah, there are new ones that have been added and updated, so you guys in chat can have some fun with some of those new ones. They were all done by Mr. Bright01. Russ, thank you. We love all the things that he does. The things that I ask him to do. He mostly...
The things that I spring on him and be like, hey, you think you could do this?
It's great.
And he just looks at me with like this blank look on his face like, what?
It's greatly appreciated. Anyway, welcome chat room. We've got Fair, Chris, Nisey's here. We've got Dave the Hunter, Taco, Mrs. Rock Guru, Taiba, and Rud. Hey guys, welcome. Thank you for hanging out. Appreciate you giving of your time to come hang out with Nisey and I. So I've changed my angle. Sorry, I'm trying to work out the best angle for the video, for the cam. So I've changed it up a little bit. So apologies if it still seems a bit weird. Chris, thank you, woman. 100 bits, that's lovely. She's got Aussie internet today. We understand.
Very much so.
But thank you for the bits. That's lovely. And Mrs. Rock Guru also resubscribed for 36 months, guys. That's amazing. Mrs. Rock Guru, thank you. Thank you very much. We do appreciate that. Alrighty. We thought we would do some Dragonflight beta chat because, again, you know, they're putting out different bits and pieces, and we thought we'd have a look at it, and we've both dived into beta this week. So what did you find? Mine was limited, but I have some thoughts. But you hit us with the things that you have found for the testing that you've done.
Yeah, like I didn't have I'm not sitting in beta like every waking moment, guys. So I'm not going to have every little nuance worked out. There's going to be some stuff that you're going to have to figure out with scouts when you get in there.
Mm-hmm.
We're just kind of getting a broad overview of what could be potentially an issue that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
That being said, one of our other testers, Annette, had done some pacifist testing for us,
Mm-hmm.
and I hadn't had the time to. We had another person come in, Two Shanks joined the test team, so he did some more in-depth bloodthirsty stuff, so I could move on to a different challenge. So I took another look at pacifist as well.
Yep.
I don't play pacifist in depth as some of you do. I'm mostly focused on the gathering aspects instead of the questing aspects. So I went in, I was like, well, let's take a look at professions. You know, I'm curious because I looked at some of her info and I was like, oh. So I wanted to see if I could either confirm or go against what she said. She had some concerns about pacifists getting through the beginning area of Waking Shore. I didn't have a problem. It was scary for sure. Now, I did have green gear on because for testing, it just makes it faster to get through stuff.
Yeah.
I was able to get through Waking Shore, the Plains place whose names escapes me at the moment, but it's big and long and drawn out, and Azure Span without getting a kill credit on foot. Like I was on a ground mount. I never got a kill credit running through there. Dumb luck, don't know. Beta, don't know, but I did manage to do it. So... And I was picking stuff and mining stuff along the way, and I didn't get a kill credit.
Was there many people around?
There was a good number of people through Waking Shore, and that terrified me because the road that you have to take, spoilers, leave now, is very windy, and there's lots of hostiles on the edge of it, and there's some NPCs engaging them, so I just kind of like held my breath and ran.
Yeah.
I do think I entered combat in one spot, but I just kept going and hit the first quote-unquote hub where there's a flight point, and I got out of combat, and I was okay. I didn't have any kill credit. So I was like, okay, well, that's interesting. Because we weren't sure if you were really going to have dragon riding to get through there on a pacifist, but I was okay.
Yeah.
At that point in time, again, we need to asterisk this. It is beta. Beta does what beta does. This could change by the time it goes live.
Exactly.
Just precursor.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, let's take a look at fishing. Because I saw a fishing trainer just as you come in to the Waking Shore and get off the boat. They're like right there to the side. I was like, okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
So, learned fishing. You can learn Dragon Isles fishing at level 58. It's 95 gold at the moment.
Okay.
I was like, let's see what we fish up. I started getting gray gear out the wazoo. Almost every other cast or every 2 cast was gray gear. And I was like, ooh. And it was wearable gray gear. It wasn't just, oh, this is something cruddy, just a vendor. You could put it on.
Okay.
And the item level on it was decently high. And I was like,
Nice.
oh,
All right.
that's
Interesting.
interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was worth a fair bit of gold at that level. And I was like, oh, okay. It was ranging from like 2 gold and change to like 8 gold and change. And I was like, all right. This feels like Borealis used to be.
Yep.
Now when I trained Dragon Isles fishing, I was getting points in it sitting there fishing.
Yep.
So I was like, well, I wonder. I actually broke my beta for a few minutes, or at least I thought I did, because my dumbass forgot that you can't learn professions until level 5. So
Yeah.
I made a level 1 human, and I was like, I want to see. So, because we could take level 1s when you could learn professions at level 1 to Borealis and just start fishing right away to get money. And my dumb brain forgot, and I'm like, oh, let's go. I made a level 1 human, ran down to Stormwind, boat showed up, didn't do any of the precursor quests, hopped on the boat, got into Waking Shore. There was nobody there, and I'm like, what happened? Where's all the NPCs? And I'm like walking around, and I like went up the hill. There's nothing. There's nobody. No trainers. No nothing. No players. I'm like,
Okay.
what? About 5 minutes later, I got DC'd, came back, and I was back on the boat. And I was like, oh, okay. So maybe that was just really bad lag. And I got off the boat, and everybody was there. I was like, okay. I didn't completely bork my beta. So I got off the boat, ran up to the trainer, and I'm like, oh, right. I have to be level 5.
Sounds like
So I was
something
like,
I'd do.
damn it. So I hearthed back to Stormwind, did some quests real quick, got to level 5, came back. I only had base fishing. I did not have Dragon Isles fishing because you can't learn it until 58. I could fish. It was fine. I was fishing up stuff from out there. I was fishing up the fish from out there. I was fishing up gear that was close to the level 5's level that she could wear. And I was like, oh, that's fascinating.
Interesting.
That the gray gear is sort of kind of scaling to your level as you're fishing it out. That's okay, sure.
Positive.
I don't fish much, so to me this was new. I was like, all right. So I was also fishing up a few other little tidbits that surprised me. There was a fish that gave a buff to fishing. Wasn't a character stat buff. It just raised your fishing level by 5, but you have to use the fish to make it happen. So don't do that, guys. Don't do that, please. I also fished up some currency. It looks like you can trade in with an NPC for something. I couldn't find the NPC. I don't know where they were. I tried looking it up, and it's like, oh, unknown. And I'm like, thanks, Wildhead. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're not in yet. I think some people did find him, but I wasn't going to dig that deep yet. I'm like, whatever. So I've got things to do here. And I also fished up a pack of Dark Moon Fair cards, and I was like, okay. Like, this is weird, but okay. So, and that was at level 5.
Were they, they're not, like, soulbound or anything?
I don't remember. I'll have to go back and check. It said combine ace through whatever and to make a deck. And I was like, oh. Okay.
Yeah, they should not be, which...
Yeah, I don't think it was. It was a blue item that I fished up, because Russell was standing behind me, and we were both like, what? And he goes, did they bring the Dark Moon Fair cards back from fishing? I'm like, I don't know.
So that
would
be very interesting on being able to fish up on your pacifist or your working man, and also then be able to make some gold on the character. So so that's really intriguing.
I was like, okay, that's different. Now they have put in some new profession journals. They are not like the journals we have in live. Fishing now has a journal. I don't know what's supposed to be there because it doesn't look implemented, or I haven't found the thing that triggers it yet. But when you open it, it takes up like your entire screen. And I'm like, what is this? And it looks like there's a spot for a fishing pole and then gear next to it. And I'm like, I don't know what this is. And it was just kind of blank. And I'm like, okay, so I guess we'll figure that out later. But that was new. There's new profession journals for herbing.
Yep.
and for mining. And I was very confused by this. And then I actually sat there and started reading the things and got concerned by what I was reading. So we'll get to that in just a second. I did look into archaeology though. No archaeology in Dragon Isles.
Yeah.
Apparently I missed this interview, but because head in the sand and all. But apparently Ian did an interview back in May or something that said they weren't going to bring new archaeology in because they weren't happy with it and they need to rework it.
Which they've been saying for like 2 expansions, so I really wish they'd get their fingers out and get it sorted.
Like this would have been the expansion to do it. I think they really missed an opportunity here since we're in here with the Explorers League, and it would have been a great tie-in to revamp it. But I guess they've been busy. Anyhow, it's still in the game though, in beta. You can still at level 60 go around and hit nodes in Eastern Kingdoms, and I was in fact getting XP from surveying. So it's still there, it's still a thing, it's still doable. It's just they haven't updated it for anything new this expansion.
Same old same.
Okay. Yeah. So looked at herb picking and mining next, and I was like, okay, let's see. I did find a mining trainer and a herbalist trainer. In Waking Shore, they were in 2 different locations though. The first one was in the first hub. Mining was in the first hub that you come into right after getting off the boat and up the road. The other one's a bit deeper into the zone. Ruby Life Pools, I think, was the name of the hub where the herbalist was. None of the people in Stormwind would give me anything Dragon Isles training related. I had to go there to train it. So I was looking for the nodes, and I'm like, okay. I actually have a funny story about something I submitted a bug report for, which turned out to not be a bug, but just me being dumb. And so I'm going around and I'm trying to find the ore. The ore is a little hard to see, but I did notice, and now I don't know if this is a beta thing or if they've changed it, but the aura or the halo around the gatherable nodes was orange. It was like a dark burnt orange instead of the light gold yellow like it is now. And I was like, oh, that makes it easier to find. And because when I was in Bastion, the damn aura around the flowers is the same color as the grass, and I'm like, Blizzard, I can't find it. I don't know if this is like a background flower or if it's actually there for me to pick. I mean, I know we have the dots on the map, but sometimes I was standing on the dot and looking right at the flower. I'm like, where is it? So that was helpful. I did like that, especially because a couple of the zones are very dark. They have like just a darker color palette, so it makes it easier to see them. For me. Now, mining, I didn't find any of the traffic. I didn't find any of the special nodes that were listed in the journal. I did find the regular mining node, and I think I maybe saw 2 different ones, or maybe it was one and a second thing just popped off of it. But mining was okay. It was interesting. I did notice between mining and flower picking, I said to Russell, I was like, wait, do you see this? And he goes, what? I said, come look at my chat. I was like, what is this? And he goes, what? In the chat, because I have it turned on to show me what I'm doing in chat when I do professions, it popped up what I looted, and there was a diamond next to it. And I was like, what the hell is this? There was a quality indicator of what I had just gathered. And I was like, what does this mean? I don't quite know the significance of this yet, but it was like in the shape of a little diamond, and it was either like a bronze or a copper color. It was like a dark brownish copper color is the only way I can describe it, like a penny. And I was like, okay. And I don't know if that was based off of what my skill was when I looted it, because my skill was still very low. But it seems like as you skill up, I don't know if the quality is going to change. It looked like the color changed in the journal next to the items. Like when I first started looking at the journal, they were all this like weird copper color symbol next to them. And then when I got to a certain point mining, the journal looked like it flipped over to like a yellowy color next to the what I could mine, and but I don't know if it had quite changed over to what I was looting yet, so I was a little confused about what was going on there. Something that we'll have to look at more.
Okay.
I don't. It might
Alright.
not mean anything to us, but I just thought it was interesting.
Okay.
And definitely different.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's where I got really confused. The journal talks about, oh, if you take this specialization or you've specialized in this with mining, you can get X type of nodes. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? I didn't see anything about specializing when I talked to the mining trainer. I don't know if this is something that happens at 70. I don't know. Maybe you have to get to a certain point in your mining for this to become an option.
Yeah.
It was interesting. If it happens at 70, it doesn't mean anything to us.
Mm-hmm.
If it happens before then we have to pay attention, because it talked about you could overload a node and certain things would happen. And I'm like, oh, what do we mean? One of them talked about, a portal opening if you were a certain specialization and you could go somewhere else and mine the things. And I'm like, uh-huh. Another thing talked about, oh, well, if this happens, this is going to show up. And if you kill this, then you get more ore or something. And I was like,
Yeah. No.
oh, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay. Now, to be clear, every time I mined and every time I picked a flower, no hostile spawned.
Okay.
The normal nodes, let me put it that way. I never found the special nodes for the mining in the time that I had to look. So I don't know the full story there, but something that you really are going to want to scout and be very careful with until we understand it more.
Mm.
Now, when I was flower picking, this is another story altogether and scared the bejesus out of me. I was running around and I was looking at the flower journal because we didn't have a flower journal before. It was just learn the thing. And I was like, okay, but now we have a journal. And it showed me the nodes that I could pick.
Yep.
And it showed me the terrain that I could find them in, which I thought was very interesting. And I was like, oh.
Helpful.
I think it might have said that for the mining one too, but I noticed it more with the flowers.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, okay, it didn't say what zones, it just said what type of terrain. So I was like, okay, I guess these 4 flowers are it for the expansion. It's like, all right. And I was going around picking flowers. I'm like, okay. And then I started reading the bottom of the journal. I was like, oh, this one talked about the same sort of special nodes that you could come across, but didn't talk about needing a specialization for things to happen. And I was like, what do you mean? So I didn't quite understand it. And I'm like, well, how do you know what's a special node or not? And I was so confused. And it was late when I was trying to do this. Yeah. And maybe my brain was just overloaded at this point. But I'm running around and I got into the plains zone. And I was trying to find flowers that I could get to without too many mobs near me or triggering something. And I saw a flower on the shore. And I was like, oh, let me just swim across and grab it. There's hostile fish in the water in that zone, you guys, so be very careful getting in the water. Yep. The water did not buff me, though. So, hey, plus, we don't have the Bastion water buff to deal with.
Excellent.
But I could swim across, but something wanted to eat me and was doing a very fine job of trying to do that while I was in my green gear. If I had been in white gear, I would have been dead. So I was like, okay. Got out of there, waited a couple seconds. He disengaged from fighting with me, so I'm like, all right, let me just take another couple steps back to this flower node. This flower node looked different. It looked normal, but there was an extra thing on it.
Okay.
It had like little windswept swirlies around it, and I was like there was like, I don't know, like clouds around it, and it was called a windswept and then type of flower, and I was like, what? So I wasn't paying full attention, and I really wish I had been. So I was like, whatever. So I went to loot it, and all of a sudden I was back in the water, and I was like, what? And and the fish was biting my ass again, and I'm trying to get out of the water, and I'm like, what is happening? So then when I got out of the water, I noticed I had like swirly wind around my hands and my feet, and then it vanished before I could figure it out further, and I was like, oh, so that just happened. And I looked back at the journal, and there is a node called Windswept. And apparently when you loot that, it may pop you up into the air. So I'm like, oh, that could be a problem. And I was like, right. So when you're looting flowers, you're gonna have to be really careful about looking at the name of the flower to make sure you really want to loot that one.
Okay. So no
like,
blindly going on a a zone out flower hunt, because
yeah, don't do that.
You'll probably end up dead. Okay, all right.
Probably gotta pay attention. And I was like, this is not something you just be like, oh, flower.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Do that.
Okay.
I did find another special node that really confused me.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how you overload a node, but there seems to be a way to do it. I don't know if you're supposed to attack it. I don't know if you're supposed to like drop an AoE down on it. I don't understand what this means. But there's one in the journal that says something about an overload. I don't remember the full name of it. Frost, ice, something or other. And I'm like, okay. Well, I got to Azure Span, which is kind of like a cross between Winter Spring, Storm Peaks, and someplace else. It was in Grizzly Hills. It kind of looked like a combination of all three, to be perfectly honest. It's very dark. There's snow and stuff, and I found a flower node that was kind of had like a dark blue, icy kind of thing happening around it, animation, and I'm like, yeah, okay, this must be one of those special ones. So I was paying attention a little bit more now and very cautiously trying to figure this out. I'm like, well, how do you overload it? Because the thing in the journal says if you overload it by breaking the ice, then you can run around over top of the ice crystals and gather more flowers. And I was like, oh, I need to see if breaking this ice block counts as a kill, because that could be a problem. I wasn't able to overload the node. When I went to gather it, it just gathered it like normal.
Okay.
And however, there was no ice shards to run over, but there was like a frost ring that showed up under my feet, and I was like, okay. So I was like, well, let me try to run around the ice ring, and it kept knocking me off my feet and stunning me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, wait, what's this? To access overload ability, you need to unlock it via the Master of Element specialization path. Okay, Alminia, thank you. We'll have to look into that and see what happens to do that. But be careful with the ice ones, because it kept knocking me off my feet, and I couldn't run until the circle was finished. It took a couple of seconds.
Yeah.
So if you're trying to make a quick getaway, it isn't going to happen. Oh, it's a talent thing. Oh.
Professions. Yeah.
Talent system.
Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're going to have to look more into that as beta goes on. Like I said, this was just a really quick overview. I did not have a chance to look at cooking. I did find the cooking trainer in Waking Shores, and he was really cute. He looked like a cauldron, which really confused me, because I'm like, a cauldron's going to teach me how to cook, and I clicked on it, and then he became like that cooking pet that looks like the stove, and then he's like cooking stuff while I'm talking to him. Yep. So I mean, that was cute, but I didn't actually have the chance to look at oh, thank you, Alminia. I didn't have the chance to really look too much into cooking. I just ran out of time. And then the next night when I went to go look further into stuff, beta servers were down. They like to go down on Wednesday night for like 3 hours or something. For me, I guess they're putting new builds in. I'm like, why can't we do this on Tuesday? And I was in the middle of like 5 other projects. So I'm like, yeah, I'll come back later. Yeah. But I mean, that was about as far as I really got looking at profession wise. And the profession stuff can kind of transfer over to Working Man as well. Yeah. But there's definitely a lot to be cautious of, and definitely a lot more we're going to have to look at in depth for those 2 challenges. Yes. But it was interesting.
Yeah. Well, I did manage to sit down and jump in, and great timing as always. So there was only one server up. Every other server was down. There was one server up, and I was like, okay.
That's interesting.
This is weird. I'll go make a character. Yeah, because
there's like been 2 or 3.
Yeah, so I was like, okay, I'm just going to go make a Night Elf Hunter. I'm going to make a working man. That way I can go and test some killing stuff. I can do, we'll just play around. I just have a play around. So I log in. I'm level 70. And I'm like, this is not what I was expecting. And I'm in Stormwind. Okay. Right. I'm all in green gear. Excellent. Fine. Let me go change. Let me go find something that I can do. Can I get over to the new zone and see if there's some gear? No. No, they had shut off all access to that. So I was like, okay. And then I'm reading through general chat. And all they've done is they've shut off all access to basically anything to get to Dragon Isle. And what Blizzard wanted was people to be raid testing. Testing dungeons, testing raids. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'm here to test.
That's fascinating.
For a working man. And I have a level 70 in green gear. And I cannot find how I'm going to get some gear that will help me. So I ran around for about half an hour trying to figure out how am I going to do this. I ended up going back to the male guy in where was it, Dwarven District, and got myself some just the level 26 or whatever it is item level male gear. Swapped all that out. Then I had to go find myself a bow because, I'm a bow girl. So I did the same thing. I ran around and then I was like, no, just stay in Stormwind, find something. So because I couldn't get to Dragon Isles, I don't know what vendors are there. I don't know if there's other things. So then I had to pick up professions, because I was running this one as a working man. So I'm like, I've got no professions. I was like, okay. So I had to run around and pick up, so I did the mining, herbing, fishing, and cooking, which of course I got all of that in Stormwind. And then I decided, well, I'd have a look around, and that gives you all the, what do they call it, classic level. So you know how we've got your Shadowlands fishing and all, which pisses me off. Like, just make it fishing. Just stop changing.
Why do we have to have it set for like each expansion? Just let us learn the thing and then just take us up through the thing, and then if we're fishing in that area, give us the points for that thing. Like, just make it like straight fishing.
That's it. Like, we don't need a fishing for every single friggin' expansion. So but anyway, I just decided I would go out into the world and just start, because I was level 1. Like, I couldn't do what I wanted to do because Blizzard had shut everything off. So I thought, well, let me fly around Elwyn and let me see what I can find and just have a look. I must admit, really not a fan of the UI. Trying to find stuff.
Becoming a thorn in my side.
Within that was most annoying. I ended up just leaving the default the way that they've got it, like the new of having the UI all down here, not the classic mode. But we will talk about that another time, because that's its own kettle of fish.
That's a show in its own self.
So I decided I'd go out. So I made sure I had turned on, for the mining nodes, for the herbs, just so I knew where I was going. But I found, and I don't know if I can change this, and I struggled trying to find it within the UI stuff, there was no sparkle. I had no sparkle. Like, I'm standing like you in Bastion looking for herb. I'm in Elwyn standing on top of a bloody peace bloom, and I couldn't see it. There was no sparkly stuff. So
Yeah, see, I haven't seen the sparkles in a while.
I'm
The stuff
not
in
happy.
Bastion for me in retail has like a faint yellow, like
Yeah.
pale white yellow glow to it on the edges of it, but it doesn't sparkle for me. I don't know if it's something in like the accessibility settings that I
don't
need to
know.
look at.
I looked,
but I know
I
in
looked.
beta it's like a dark orange now.
Yeah, I went through all like the beta, and you know you can type in to search for stuff. So I was searching. I was like sparkles. I was like, how do I turn this on? So I don't know. I don't know if there's something there, and I couldn't find it. But it really, really annoyed the crap out of me because I struggled, and obviously, like, my eyesight is not the best either, but I can understand for those of us with issues with you know, seeing stuff. I was just like, oh damn, this is not,
Yeah,
you know,
like I've been really
not happy.
confused
So
because they've been doing stuff to like add more changeability and customization ability in there, but yet then something that seems so simple that should be there that
yeah,
has been there for an accessibility option seems to have vanished. And I'm like,
it's,
did we just not put it
yeah,
back in yet?
and
Did we take it out?
I must admit, I did put in a couple of reports about, in particular, the UI, not being able to find things, and also about the sparkles, because I couldn't see it. Like, after 30 minutes of going through trying to figure out how to find it, and I couldn't find it, I gave up. And by that stage, I was cranky. I was fed up. Because what I wanted to do, I couldn't do, so I had to change direction, and then I changed direction on playing a level 70 working man, which was pointless because I wasn't getting XP. I couldn't, you know, what I wanted to do, I couldn't do anything. So it really, really was frustrating.
Infuriating.
So, but again, we've got a lot more profession stuff to look at,
Yeah.
which we'll do. It's just it was
It
one of
takes
those
time to look at professions because
Yeah.
you kind of have to level your way through it, and you and I have not had a plethora of free time at the
Yeah.
moment. We're trying.
Yeah.
But you know, if anybody else has beta access and wants to hop on the team, please reach out to the two of us and we'll get you sorted.
Yeah.
Because we're down to 3 testers at the moment because our other one has life stuff going on and they're going to be away for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And we don't know how long beta's going to go, so we kind of have this like,
Exactly.
oh, we need to like hurry up and get the shit done.
But
if they've moved on to specific forced of raid and dungeon testing, I'm concerned.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh no.
Well, it is a concern, but at the same
Yeah.
stage, we can only do what we can do. And
Yeah, true.
if Dragonflight hits out and everything's, we don't know, then we just have to work
Wing it.
through things. Exactly. I mean, you know, we know this happens, so just be prepared that you guys might have to do some real life testing if Dragonflight comes out soon, and we know
Well,
it's
I
going to
don't
be
think-
out by the end of the year. Like,
Yeah, and I don't
where-
think servers are going to be ready or the trackers are going to be ready day one. It's going to take us like maybe a couple of weeks just to get everything sorted and see what it looks like live. So that way we
Yeah.
give Zaya and Rudd and Nap the best opportunity for success to make everything smooth when they come
It's-
back up. But they will come back up. It's just probably not going to be like day one.
Yeah. So yeah, we will see. I had put in I had asked Blizzard team for some beta keys, because that is a thing that they are doing with a lot of streamers people. And funny about that, I got no response. So anyway, we will see if I get some. I said if I get some keys, I'll certainly, throw out to the community. We'll just do whichever. But again, I know that there's other people that have got them. I think they're trying to do them in some here, maybe some next week. I don't know. And they said that they were going to do it for big and small streamers, and it's like, so I don't know. But I have asked, and if I get some, we'll definitely be giving them away to people interested.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
So,
and we understand that, not everybody has time to get in there and do this. We barely have time to get in there and do this, but that's why we understand it.
Yeah.
So any help at all is still a help to us. It lets us look a little more deeper into some things that have us going, oh. And so, like it does help a bit. And thanks to Two Shanks, we've found out a lot. Yeah. Or at least I did, of more in-depth bloodthirsty stuff, because I was having trouble accessing the one zone. I didn't do anything dragon riding related. I was trying to figure it out without the dragon riding. And I could get most places, but I couldn't get to the last zone. And I think that might be dragon riding accessible only, but I'm not certain. I couldn't find a ground way to get in there, and it wasn't for lack of trying. I took 2 hours one night trying to find a way into that damn zone, including swimming around the entire outer edge of it and realizing that it's all cliffs. Yeah. So that kind of pissed me off, but I'm like, Rrr. But it's something that we had to do to figure out. And it helps. Lots. The more information, the more the people think different ways of looking at stuff. They bring their own play style into how they approach the challenge. It all helps. Yeah. It really does. And if you can only get into PTR and you see stuff from Dragonflight in PTR, that's fine. Look at that too, and then just shoot us an email or something. Yeah, that still helps. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we don't have hundreds, tens of people or hundreds of people to test this stuff. No, so, we don't. Again, we can only do what we can do, and we will just see how it goes with with when it comes out, etc. But if Blizzard would just make sure that when it would be nice. Able to get in, that we can have a little bit of being able to copy. Like, I couldn't even copy any tunes over. Like, what I wanted to do was to copy over my working man, my high level working man, so I could play, and I couldn't. So it just it was a bit frustrating that I spent nearly 2 hours and I felt like I got nothing done because of trying to sort all these things. That just it was a bit of a headache. But anyway, look, we'll get there. We're trying. We are getting some information for you, but I mean, do be aware that when servers go live, see, this is why it's good to level a normal, because then you can look at everything and it doesn't matter if you die, and then you have an idea of what you're walking into on your challengers, and then you can report back stuff that you've found to our Discord or to our forums, and then we have a more broader database of information to pull from to get stuff sorted and deal with any issues that we come across. Yeah. And again, we all play different things. There's many challenges, and we can't test them all, so just please just remember, we can only do what we can do. But yes, it whatever happens, we know Dragonflight's coming. Stuff will happen, and we'll get there. So yeah. All right. Well, that was our fun in beta, and we'll We'll do another one in probably about a month's time. See, what changes have happened, because they're always, every time I bring up the Battle.net, there's another Dragonflight beta. Download. I was happy to see that this week, though, when servers on Tuesday, that my UI setup had not been removed. Because for a couple of weeks there, they kept futzing with the UI build, and every time I loaded back in my UI setup that took me like almost a half an hour to sort, so that I was happy with it, was gone, and I had to redo it again. It didn't do that this time. And you can save your UI setup and just click it and then remember, people, that when Dragonflight hits and we've got all these things, and when you log in to your tune and you go to do, or you create a new tune and you're like, oh, I need to go and do all this, the UI is so completely different to what we have been used to for
17 years. Like, it is so different that...
We'll have to take screenshots and do a
Yeah.
show just on the UI.
Yeah, because it is really, like, there is so many options. They've changed a lot of things. It is very different. So
It's
just
overwhelming.
be prepared that you may have to log in and then you're going to spend an hour trying to sort shit out for you too.
Yeah, and then
'Cause
finding where
it's-
they've moved everything
Yeah.
in the menus.
Yeah,
'Cause
so
they've moved a couple options around into menus that don't make sense to me. But
Yeah.
a lot of people were really confused about that too in the chat from what I was
thank
seeing.
you, Chris. Yeah, exactly. You guys, you are not prepared for
No,
the
we're
UI.
not.
But I think we will do that. I think we will definitely do a screenshot and just do a
Yes.
basic run through just for those of you that have not seen it, that we can give you just a rough idea of what it looks like, how it is, the things that you're looking at, because it is very, very different. So
Not necessarily, Zaya. There's an option where you
Yeah.
can set it up and you can save it, and you can either save it to that specific tune or you can just generally save it. And then when you log into a different character, and you go to edit your UI options, there's a drop down box that gives you like a classic, default, a modern setup, and then you'll see where your saved ones are, and then you can
Yeah.
click the saved one. So it's really like your first challenge tune setup that you're gonna do is gonna be the most lengthy.
yeah. So again, look, we might look at doing that soon, Nisey. Get some screenshots. I have
You got
to
it.
figure out where my screenshots have been saved. I've taken many. I can't find them. They're somewhere on the computer.
Yeah, I
Just
wasn't
don't know where.
taking them through the in-game UI. I was just taking them just through Windows screen capping, and I
Yeah,
was like, this will be
no.
easier. I'll just cut down the
Probably-
photo so that my second monitor's
I
not
probably
in there.
should have did that,
But,
but
yeah.
I'm so used to just running around in game and going print screen. Like, so
It took me forever
anyway,
to figure out how
we
to
will
drop
see.
my UI off the screen, though. I didn't remember that it was keybound because I've had it keybound for ages in my retail setup, and I didn't change it after I set it.
Yeah.
Forgot I had moved it to that key, and I'm like hitting that key in beta. I'm like, why isn't my UI dropping? Because I was trying to
Yeah.
take a screenshot of a background, and I'm like, well, what is happening? And then I had to go into keybinds, and I was like, oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So we will definitely do some talking about that
Yes.
to come. All right. Well, I think we've spent enough time on the fun that we've had in beta this week. What have you been up to other than that, normal challenge?
All right. Well, normal. WoW-wise, it's slowing down a bit for me. I'm only working on 2 challengers right now, which feels weird, but is good in a way
Yeah.
because the warrior's taking a bit of time to get through for Bloodthirsty, and I can actually slow down my leveling on her and spread it out across
Yay.
a couple of days instead of trying to sit there for like 6 hours and cram it into one day.
Mhm.
So I got the warrior this week, the warrior Bloodthirsty, to 57, and I have a working man I'm kind of futzing around on, and they hit 57 as well. So it was a
Nice.
quiet week for me, all things considered, as far as WoW is concerned.
I think you're allowed to have this quiet because again, you've been busy leveling many alts this expansion.
3 more weeks, and then fall vacation starts.
Yeah.
to a degree, like retail vacation starts. I'll still be doing other stuff, but I will be taking a challenger break and probably a retail break for a while.
Yeah, that's fair. That is completely fair enough. All right. Let's have a look. News. Where's my little bumper?
Breaking down news from the world of Warcraft.
All right. So a couple of things. Congratulations to Meanybeany on becoming our 6th Shadowlands Green Man champion. Just a reminder, they're an allied race, so there is no write-up for them. But again, congratulations, 6th Green Man. Wow. Amazing. So congratulations on that. And also a reminder, Brewfest starts on Tuesday.
Yes, it
How
does.
we are Brewfest already, guys. It's crazy. And that starts Tuesday, September 20th, and that will go through to October 6th. So for some bonus XP time, it's a good time. So yeah, it's like yay Brewfest, which is awesome. All right, so keep an eye on that. Okay, so now one of the things, so we are nearly towards the end of September, which means we've got October, and Halloween is coming.
Yes,
which
it
is
is.
very exciting. So I had asked Russ to look at doing a couple of things for me. So we have got some WoW challenges, Halloween designs that are up on the spreadshirt on our store. So just to show you what we've got, hang on, let me just refresh. Okay, so we have got, at the moment I've only got them on cups, but if you guys are interested in, I can change them to adding onto the shirts. So they are there. So this is the first one. This is the this is so cute. This one's got the outline on it, and then there's another one that has no outline on it. So there's two like different ones, which is that one will be the no outline, I think. And
Yeah, like
so,
one will look better on a dark colored background, and then the other one will look better on a light colored background. So there's two versions.
And then this is the Headless Horseman, which again, same thing. There's the one with the outline, which is this one, and then the next one you see will be the one without. So we've got two Halloween designs now, which are up on the shop. And I think I just did cups and tote bag, etc. I've just kept it very basic, but I will add in some shirt options as well for there. I wasn't going to do Halloween for absolutely everything, but if there's something that you're like, oh my god, I need it in that, let me know, because then I'll make it available. It's just, you know, there's so much on the Spreadshirt store that gives you lots of different options. But again, Russ, thank you. Love. We've got our own little Halloween challenges designs, which is fantastic. So very, very cute. So I'm going to leave them there so you guys, so they'll just scroll through so you can have another look at them. They're super cute. The other thing is there is a promo on the shop from the 23rd, and excellent, the neighbor is mowing. Yay. So there is a Spreadshirt promo from September 23rd to the 26th, and there's 20% off everything in the shop. Alright, so if you're after something cool, we've got our normal designs, we've got the Christmas designs, and now we've got some Halloween designs. Because I don't know how long postage, you know, so hence why let you know we've got them now, just in case if you want to get something for Halloween, you know, it's there. Alright, now the other thing is there will be no show next week. I'm going to take a week off, so we will be back on October the 1st. So no show for next week. Okay, alright. Okay, state of the challenges. Let's go. How has the week been? Nisey, Irons, what have we got?
Well, Irons had a little bit of a rough week, so let's go here. 10th this week was Hunters at 30. 9th, Lufer Iron, 31. 8th, Iron Fatty, 31, but RIP.
Okay.
7th, Zodiac, 33, lost to the Nether. 6th was Hunter Sixer Ox, I think. It's a little odd how that's spelled. I don't know if I said it right.
Yeah.
They're level 33 as well. 5th, Hunta Bunta, 37, but RIP.
Oh.
4th, Zaya Nawa at 38.
Mm-hmm.
3rd, Pink Toe Beans at 38. 2nd was Fair Glen, 41.
Mm-hmm.
And 1st, Pillow Fight, 44, but RIP.
Wow, it was a bit of a rough week for the Irons. All right. Okay. So bloods. Let's have a look. We've only got 5 bloods this week. We have got Darius at level 16. Number 4 this week is Izai 5 at 29. Number 3 is Hunter Taco at level 30. Good to see Taco there. Number 2 this week is Crap at 34. And number 1 this week is Troll Your Soul at level 57. Alright, what do we got next?
Pacifists. So we have 3 pacifists this week. 3rd was Lake Blooms at 26. 2nd, Stealthy Sill at 29. And 1st was either Red Oxy or Redoxy at 38.
Okay. Excellent. Alright.
Tins, we
yeah.
actually had 2 this week.
Mm.
We had Hunta's Munta at 33 and Hunta Bunta at 37.
Mm-hmm.
And greens this week, we had 4. So we have Hunta Green at 20. Next, 30 but lost to the Nether. Gren Green was 2nd with at 34 but RIP. And 1st was Meanybeany, and they hit level 60, becoming our 6th Shadowlands Green Man champion.
Nice. Alright. Working Man, we had 2 this week. We've got Plab at level 19. And number 1 is Soul Blister at 57. Alright, well, commiserations. It was a bit of a rough week this week, guys. But commiserations to everyone that we lost this week, and well done. It's nice to see all the challenges being represented out there. People are busy leveling, which is great. Alright, where's my little bumper? Let's do this one.
Hey yo, it's Chit Chat!
Okay. Alright, you've got a little joke for us. What have we got?
I did. I managed to find one. So, what do you call an alligator in a vest?
I don't know.
An investigator.
Of course. Of course. It's a bit like a dad's joke. It sounds to me that should be a dad's joke.
It might have been off one of those lists. I don't know. I just
Nice.
found something when I Googled. I was like, oh, this will work.
Nice. Alright. I found one. You went with alligators. I found another animal one. How do you make an octopus laugh?
How?
With tentacles.
That was cute.
I was like, that's so cute. Alright, Tiber, we have got Solon Joke of the Week. My boss calls me the computer. Nothing to do with my intelligence. I go to sleep if left unattended for 15 minutes.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, wow.
I have not heard that before.
That was good. That was good. I like it. I like it a lot. Thank you, Tiber. That's a great one. All right. Okay. Nisey, you want to take the YouTube? I'm going to cough. I'm just going to mute and cough. So
it's okay. Go ahead. We actually had a comment on last week's show on YouTube. The shows are archived over there in case you guys missed one, so don't forget to check that out. So this is from Q Extreme. They left us a couple of comments on last week's show, and they say that they are pillow fight the Iron Man, and they will not give up. They keep learning where not to go, which, you know, that's how you have to do it. And congratulations, and we applaud your perseverance. And they also say that Beanie is in their guild, and the bean name, the bean part of their name is references to cat toes as beans, and they love their cats.
It's very cute. That's very cute. So thank you for some clarification about that.
Yes, we love the clarifications because we're like, is this like beans that you eat? Somebody really loves beans, but no, the cat toe beans does make sense.
Which is super cute. I love it. So thank you very much for leaving those comments, because it appreciates. We have many times looked at people's names over the years, and you guys come up with some amazing names, but it's lovely to always hear a little bit of the backstory as to, you know, in particular, if you pick something and then you use all that for all your tunes. Like, I'm Iron Leeta, Blood Leeta, like that's everything pertains to my challenge tunes being that. It is very, very rarely I would pick a different name, very rarely nowadays. Though I did do something different, and I did change my pet name. That was not a coffee name the other day, and I can't remember who said. Somebody said to me, was it my husband? I was like, you didn't call your pet a coffee name. And I went, yeah, I know. I know. I said, you know, sometimes I mix it up. So yeah, we do, yes, Chris, we do love stories. So thank you very, very much for sending that through. We do appreciate that. All right. Well, was there anything else from the chat room? Nisey, I need to cough again. Can you have a quick look?
No
Sorry,
problem.
apologies.
Let me scroll through.
Sorry about that, guys. The bronchitis is not fantastic. Do not recommend. Yeah, but other than that, thanks. Anything to report on?
Mrs. Rock Guru said that she just tested that you can run from the Horde base in Ashran around the island to Frostfire Ridge to set up your garrison without having to head through the dark portal. It took my DK about 25 minutes in all.
That's a long run, but okay, it's doable. Cool. That's good to know.
Interesting.
Yeah. Interesting. Thanks for that. All right. Well, if that's all that we've got, again, thank you guys. Thanks for that. We might wrap it up with our Iron Elites. If you want to start on that for me.
Sure, no problem. So we would like to thank our Iron Elite supporters. If you would like to find out more about how you become an Iron Elite, please check out the supporters menu on the website at wildchallenges.com. So we would like to thank Alejandros, Awesome Trousers, Boz, Execute, Fair, Chris W, Lauren Ramar, Leeta, Mac, Mr. Bright 001, Mrs. Rock Guru, Nisey, Rudd, Stir, Stone, Tiber, aka Tiber, Wenima, and Zaya.
I love the fact that you messed up on your husband's name. That's fantastic.
I know.
I do that with mine all the time.
That's zero, man.
I get it. I understand. It's completely understand that one. All right. So again, to the wonderful bunch of people that we have working tirelessly behind the scenes to help sort all of these things and make my life so much easier. Huge thank you to these amazing people. Awesome Trousers, Boz, Execute, Fair, Chris, Nisey, Zaya and Stir. Thanks, guys. Like, again, you make my life so much better. And considering I've been sick for 2 weeks, and pretty much like been in bed up until a couple of days ago, it's good to know that you guys are able to, look after things, and I don't have to stress about it. So thank you so much for that. Also to our wonderful code wardens, Zaya, Rudd, Nap, for doing the things that you do, constantly checking things out. Zaya's, I think he's always delving into stuff, which is wonderful, and I do send him, like little, can we maybe do this? So yeah, so he's open to things, which is wonderful, but they do an amazing job. So thank you guys for sorting all of the fun things, and just know Dragonflight's coming. There's gonna be
We love you guys.
we heart you so much.
Maybe we can get you a fruit basket.
Maybe. Yes, and again, to everyone here that's been hanging out today, thanks guys for giving of your time to just come and listen to Nisey and I bitch about the UI. Well, we didn't really, but that will be a whole
That show's coming.
separate. Yes, that will be, but we will break it down, because as Chris mentioned, you guys, you are not prepared for the UI.
No, you're not.
So thank you for hanging out. Thank you to those that might be listening at home on the podcast. Thank you for thank you. Just thank you. Thanks, guys. All right, like I said, no show next week. I'm having a week off because life and all those fun things. So I will be back Saturday, the 1st of October at 7 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have Azzy. Azzy will be here. So we're going to catch up with him. We're going to find out how he's doing, what he's been up to, talk about the contest, find out all the things, because as we know, Azzy would have put in 200 levels. I think over. Didn't we say over 200 levels just on the contest tunes alone?
I think so, because that was an amazing show.
Yeah, so
just talk about perseverance there.
Yes, and so we're gonna have a catch up with him and find out what he was doing, what he's been up to, what he's doing at the moment, whether he's having a break or if he's still busy leveling. I'm not sure. Maybe he's
I'm not sure either. He might be recovering.
He might be. But again, congratulations to Azzy, because he did win our Hunter contest, our Iron Man Hunter contest, which finished last week, which was amazing. He did wonderful. So it'll be great to catch up with him. All right, Nisey, thank you for joining me today.
You're
Appreciate that. Can you please tell everyone where they can find you and get in contact with you?
All right, so you can find me in the WoW Challenges Discord. Most of the time, it's probably the fastest way to get a hold of me, and that is Nisey #4863. You can also email me at NiseyBGN@gmail.com. You can find me on Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube as NiseyBGN. Twitter is at NiseyBGN, and I also have a shop website thing on Etsy as Nisey Paints.
Nice, excellent. We'll have all the information there. Don't forget, you can find the website, which is wildchallenges.com. All of the socials, that is now the term. All of the socials are on the website. So if you want to find where we all are, pop over there. Don't forget, you can also download via places like Google Play, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher Radio. And again, if you're interested, or if you get into beta, if you want to do some PTR testing, any of that, if you've got some questions, if you've got some jokes, puns, if you just want to say hi, send me an email, which is podcast@wildchallenges.com. Somebody, I think I said that one time ages ago, and someone did send me an email that said hi. I can't remember who did that, but someone did that. So Dave says you can find me at home. Good one, Dave. Appreciate that.
too.
Yes. Where you can find me, all of the things. The easiest thing is check out, I've got a link tree with all my socials, as well as I've linked in the WoW Challenges stuff there, but you know, Discord, Twitter, all of the stuff. Anyway, we'll put that in the links. You can find me. Pretty much Leeta WoW is the majority of where I am, and that's LEETA for Leeta, and then WoW. All right. Well, on that note, again, chat room, thank you for hanging out with us. Do appreciate that. Last lot of thank yous will be to Russ, of course. How cute are those designs? Just love them.
He worked really hard on them. We were bouncing back and forth and nixing ideas and re-brainstorming them for a little while.
Just love them. Also, don't forget the designs for the Twitch, what do we call them? Emotes?
Yes.
Again, that's all Russ. Like, he's so talented. I'm so very thankful between him and my husband. Like, we're just the things that they can just whip up. It feels like to me. They just, you know, amazing. So again, to huge thank you to Mr. Bright01. You can find him on Discord as Mr. Bright01, no spaces, but he also did our wonderful intro. If you guys don't realize, that's Russ's work with a bit of Nisey on there. So we do appreciate him for doing that. And as well, again, it's, you know, the amount of talent that we have in our community is wonderful. You guys continually amaze me, but also to my husband, who's still asleep. Yep. A big thank you to him for helping me out, not only with the outro, but he is my banner man. That can be his new title. Don't tell him. He's my banner man for sorting out banners for things like the contest. So he can just make them so fast.
He's gonna pop into Discord and find himself under a new classification as Bannerman.
Bannerman. It's like a superhero, you know, like between him and Ross.
His cape is a banner hanging off of him.
Yeah, and Russ could be, okay, going down a whole different tangent now, but Russ would be my, what would we call him? He's our what did you call it? Digital design man. He's
like, there you go.
He's the DDM, being digital design man, and executes the BM, the banner man. Okay, the drugs might be wearing off from me being sick. That's probably it, guys.
Let's get you off of here and get some more medication in you.
I probably need that. Anyway, again, guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Please have a wonderful week. Please take care. Stay safe wherever you are, both in and out of game. And we will catch you. Don't forget, not here next week. Having a week off. We will be back on the 1st of October chatting with Azzy. Very excited to catch up with him. And Nisey, you'll be with me then too.
Yes. We'll
So,
both be back. We both get a vacation next week.
Yes. Yay. All right, guys. And again, Nisey, thank you for today. But everyone,
You're welcome.
have a wonderful week. We will catch you in 2 weeks' time. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
The WoW Challenges podcast is a World of Warcraft gaming podcast. Produced by Leeta, copyright 2022. Portions of this podcast belong entirely to Blizzard Entertainment. Music used for the show belongs to Kevin MacLeod at Incompetech.com, as well as from bensound.com. No copyright infringement is intended.
Alright. Okay. What I did want to... I forgot to mention. I was going to say, the... Also, screenshots. Don't forget, if you've got screenshots, Nisey, I did get your new ones. I'm going to keep them until Dragonflight
That's fine.
drops.
That's fine. I was in there and I was like, oh, there's not that many people in the way. Let me just go ahead.
I've taken some too. Again, I need to find them.
A couple of them were a little dark. I didn't know if you wanted me to lighten them up or not.
Oh, that's okay. I'll have a look. But yeah, again, we're going to have some new. Very excited because I'll have some new screenshots with the new expansion. It's I did. Anyway, we all know. I don't even want to have a look at how many gig my screenshot folders are. It's not scary at all. Alright. Show titles. What have we got? Anybody? Chat room? You guys got an idea, Nisey? Did you have a...
Alright, so I came up with 3 actually before the show that kind of centered around the whole beta thing, because I knew I wasn't going to have time to write anything down while I was running my mouth. So, so I had beta around the bush, kind of like beating around the bush. You beta believe it, and spoilers abound. And then for something I said during the show, it would be scared the bejesus out of me.
You did say that. I did hear you say that.
I did.
Alright, hang on. Just waiting for the chat room. See if there is anyone having anything. I'm guessing, which is normally you, 9 times out of 10.
Yeah.
Though Tiber does come up with some good ones. Let's see if he's still there.
If he's still here, I'm not sure.
You are not prepared was the constant thought in my mind listening. I would agree. I would agree, Chris. That was you're not prepared. Yeah, but I'm also tempted. We are not prepared. There we go. That's Tiber's. Yeah. I'm kind of tempted on yeah. That. Nisey, what one do you like? Did I DC?
Yeah.
You there?
Let's go with we're not prepared.
We are not prepared. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go with that one because yeah, we will definitely be doing a UI one. But yeah, we might look at centering. And again, if anyone gets into like your PTRs, your betas, any of that, and take screenshots, and again, send them all because you guys might pick up on something that Nisey and I don't, so it's good.
Yeah,
to
like
have,
it might be something that I don't fuss with, so it's like not in my radar whatsoever. So by all means, more information the better.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'll get in there and I'll take some more screenshots on a blank tune and stuff.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys. Chris, go to bed.
Yes, go to sleep, lady.
Go to bed. But heart you. There you go. So she needs to be in bed. All right, guys. Have a wonderful couple of weeks, and we'll see you on October. October. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, where did September go? I sneezed and it was over.
Yes. Not off to sleep. Not off to sleep.
No.
No. She's off. Are you off partying? All right, guys. Have a great one. I'm gonna cut the stream. Bye.
Bye.